Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, the theme was acceptance for me, personally, and I felt very safe. We did a lot of activities that freed up space in regards to getting out of our minds and moving more into our bodies. Um, so a lot of expression came forward for me during and also after, because I had a family function that I went to, which was really fun. And yeah, just embracing self and being unique and bringing your own kind of essence and flavor into it, and kind of revealing our like quirks and the things that we can get defensive about, like our egos, and recognizing that in one another, and kind of, when you have that, when that appears for you, you have an awareness, an opportunity to kind of step out of it and see it from all angles. So that was pretty good. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's just very flowing for me, just very accepting, and a lot of expression, and the food was delicious, and we had an opportunity to really savor and take in and be present in the moment. So those were all of the things that I pulled away.
Awesome. Would you like to, so you actually kind of stirred one of the most, I think, meaningful few hours by asking a very profound question, which is, would people share what their defense mechanisms are? And that was incredibly provocative. Would you like to share what came out for you and what you discovered about yourself?
Yeah. For me, my ego defense is that I tend to be withdrawn when things get too much or I feel attacked. I would just tend to kind of just like crawl into my shell, run away, and just block everybody out and flee. That's my thing. And I think that's a major thing, because I don't really have, like I can't really hide my emotions. So I'd rather just like run away than, channel that into something else or try to like fix everything. Or so that was my main one.
Mm. So having that be more of an awareness, or more kind of like being able to really see that mechanism. Yeah, that I am very emotional, and because I'm so emotional, I can't hide my feelings. So I run away, I shut down, I withdraw. Is there now a new opportunity to show
Yeah,
up?
there's definitely a space. Like even when I feel like an anxiety coming on about something, I kind of like, wait, why am I pause and I'm like, why is this happening right now? And what are my options? And, what's the meaning of this? So if it's something like, there's something that I know I have to do and then that comes up, it's kind of like, okay, what are my options? Why is this happening? Or even like, for example, when I said we were giving each other permission to kind of confront, but healthy, like in a healthy space. And my anxiety came up because it's like, oh snap, like I'm about to be seen. I'm about to be, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be, I kind of pulled back. So I had to ask myself, like, why did that happen? Like, why did that shift occur? And what's not what's the worst that can happen, but kind of along those lines. Like, if that were to happen, then what? I don't know. It's weird.
No, you're actually articulating exactly the process. So you're sharing that when we started the session on Saturday morning, we created a space where we're inviting people to reflect us when we are in in a defensive mode, or when we see the shadow, to give reflection and permission for reflection. And that is actually something that is extremely rare. And in our society, we do not ask for permission or give people permission to show me my limitations, my defense mechanisms, my weaknesses, my fears, my dark side, if you may. So you had a natural response of contraction of, oh my God, I'm going to be seen. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this curiosity, the curiosity inquiry comes about, and it's kind of like, well, I wonder if this does happen, like, how far can I be stretched? Where am I going to go? That's more so what came up for me. Even when we were doing like the acting out of the movie titles and book titles, I was kind of like usual, afraid to be put on the spot. And I kind of hit that with like, okay, well, really focus on what the objective is and how you connect and integrate your words with, like, take yourself out of this like attack mode and see this as an opportunity of growth. So, it kind of was like more so inquiry, like, I wonder.
And you were the star, right? I mean, like, you just went into this complete embodiment of every movement, and you were titillating because you really allowed yourself to just feel free at that moment to connect to what does the word mean in my body? How do I experience the word in my body? And then becoming that, right? Becoming the word. Yeah. So the reflection I want to give you right now is that here we are, we're like so afraid of being seen, right? So we've got all these defensive mechanisms for being seen. And when we actually like dare to be curious to see what's there, like our light comes through, we shine through. Whatever it is, in our vulnerability, in our fear, in our anxieties, being put on a spot, when we just allow all of that and then stay in the presence of the curiosity of what's in me and what is this moment asking of me, how it's asking me to show up, it is absolutely magnificent. It's brilliant. And it is like giving ourselves permission to be seen.
So true. Like, I have a habit of like wearing my shades on the train. And after I left, I was just like, screw that. Like, it's okay if you make eye contact with people. Like, it's okay if people come up to you and they're curious about like your jewelry or what you're wearing. Like, it's okay. So it was just a lot of acceptance.
Gorgeous. Yeah. That's it. It's like allowing the walls to come down. Let us experience, fully, truly experience being in the pain, in the fear, in the anxiety, and plowing through and seeing beyond. And that beyond is so beautiful and so vibrant that it actually breaks through the walls and allows us to see each other, well, to see ourselves and feel ourselves, and then reveal that to each other in such a way that it is. Hi, are you in there? I'm in here. Yeah, we're in here together.
Yeah, I felt really safe.
And that speaks volumes, given where you come from.
Yeah.
in your experiences. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Yeah. It's like, you know, when I experience you, when I am with you, I feel an expansion. You know, it's the opposite of the contraction that we generally experience with each other. You know, the very kind of tunnel vision experience we have with one another. With you, as you begin to embody and connect more to your womanhood, you know, to your blackness, you know, to your femininity, you know, and give yourself permission for that, there's this expansion. And then I see also the masculinity coming through. You know, that part of you that you know is in there, but is been, you know, kind of like defended by the femininity of sort, right? So the expansion is unbelievable. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you know, watching you on Facebook, which I've been, you know, mesmerized by your Facebook, which prior to that I did not see a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing now, where you're claiming your power, you know, and you're putting your values out there, and it's unapologetic. You know, you always have some kind of a comment that just kind of like grounds what you're about to share with in terms of your values, you know, in terms of your vision of how we can integrate, of how women can take their power, of how Black men can become, you know, more tender and more loving and more fatherly, and how women can be embraced with who they are, and how all that, you know, it's like the ripple effect that you are creating. Yeah, as you take on this, you know, presence of being within yourself and you share it, I could feel the ripple. I can feel the modeling. I can feel the invitation, right? Yeah, it's not just a personal growth. You're shouting it to the world.
Yeah, and I think for a long time, like like not to dwell like on in the past, but I think for a long time I've come across, like I've been there before, but I kind of was like silenced or silenced myself at times because I didn't want to make people uncomfortable, or I didn't want to, you know, speak about the depth of something, or because I would reach like opposition at times, or, you know, people didn't want me to get that deep about things. But now it's more so of like a general education. And yes, I connect to these things, but I still, at the same time, like it's not just for me, it's for everyone.
Yeah, you're the, you know, flower in the garden. Your fragrance is emanating and, you know, nurturing and beckoning others, and that's the beauty of it. Yeah, and honestly, very unusual for someone your age. You know, it's there's a personal development that, you know, one goes through before they, you know, so there's the what we call the egocentric, you know, where you're taking care of yourself, the ego, and then there's the ethnocentric, when you're taking care of yourself in your community, whatever that community is, religion, color, etc. And then there's the global centric, and I've seen from day one the global centric within you. You know, it's just beautiful. While you are doing the ego development and ethno development, it is really like there's this drive towards the global development. Um, and that's an intuitive wisdom that you were born with, clearly, and are here to serve. And you're taking, you know, it seriously. You're stepping into that power.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. once we've had our one-on-ones and we've confronted a lot, I'm like, I know, like I know this, like in my gut, I know this. And it just feels like I'm like returning home.
Yeah. You're setting yourself free from the illusory conditioning and reclaiming your truth, your essence, your home, and shining through unapologetically. And we behold, and we're grateful.
I just wanted to encourage Deja.
Excuse me, Katie, just a minute. So, yeah. So, Katie, we do the 20 minutes, and then once she's not complete, then we have space for just as a reminder.
All right, let me know since I'm new.
So we're just going to be with.
Okay. Got it.
What are you feeling right now?
I feel love, like it's just this space, like this. Like I could tell you that I would be so self-conscious about like crying and this and that, but now it's like that's where I'm supposed to be. And I'm in a space that I can be that, and I can be free, and I could just feel.
Embrace it all. What freedom.
I'm just really grateful because I'm ready, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm still gonna, I know I'm gonna squirm at times and I'm gonna, but I can see myself enough to stop or to pause and kind of understand and not reject and not say this is bad and that's bad. If you do this and you fall back into this pattern, that's not acceptable. Like that's not necessary. It's like you said, like integration of self. Like everything is okay.
Yes. Yes. Everything is nature. And nature knows. There's no second guessing nature. We are nature. It's magnificent in all its manifestation.
Is it okay if I like share something?
Always.
So my boss, she gave me this book, and this is what I wanted to share for the activity. She gave me this book, and it's called Black Pearls: Daily Meditations, Affirmations, and Inspirations for African Americans. And I'm just gonna go to the one that kind of stuck out the most. So there's a quote first, and it says, "For a long time, I thought I was ugly and disfigured. This made me shy and timid, and I often reacted to insults that were not intended. I believe, though, that it was from this period that I really began to see people and things." And that was by Alice Walker, who started the womanist movement. Now everyone probably calls it like intersectional feminism, but it's more so specific to the Black female experience. So it said, it can be hard for us to shake our old self-images, even if we have lost the pounds that imprisoned us or straightened the teeth that kept us from smiling. When we feel that we stand out in some unpleasant way, we often distance ourselves rather than face rejection and humiliation. Mercifully, other people will not always suffer from our own hard self-assessment and can challenge us to see the good and special qualities we possess. And then they have an intention and an activity that you can go through your day with. And it says, on this day, I will take 5 minutes to think about ways in which I am different from other people, and I will think about how I can do and use those differences to help me accomplish one of my goals.
Mm.
So it's like it speaks to the entire experience of the weekend.
Mm. Yeah, perfect. I heard us everywhere in there. Yeah. Creating the safe space to see it all without judgment, without recoiling. We can claim it all and be comfortable with it all. And honestly, I just want to reflect, like, you have been an extraordinary model of being able to, feel the barriers, feel the fear, run away, come back, run away, that whole internal, external struggle, and always come back and always stand in the fire. And then, I'm gonna stop here because I know people want to jump in, and but I want to reflect how much you have brought into my life and to the garden's life. So grateful. Love you. Mm-hmm. All right, let's open it up.
Is it okay to speak now? Now's the time?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to encourage you because that was really beautiful. I mean, it was really amazing that you were really in the moment. I could feel that you were really in the moment. And, I know, like, for me too, when I get scared, it's easy to go run away. But then when you go through it, it's so rewarding in the end. And you find yourself a different person every time. And that should encourage you every time to keep doing it. Because, it's like at this pace, like, who knows what you're going to be, right? Like, it's only something more and more amazing. So I just wanted to encourage you. And for me, I'm a pretty spiritual person. And for me, whenever I have fears, I try to figure out a way to turn it into love. So, if you can find the light, like Ronit said, and you kind of go towards that, how can you be a bigger person from whatever it is you're dealing with? That brings a lot of peace. So, think of it as the goal for, I think, everybody, right? To be at peace with themselves and the world and not feel like, like an alien or something. So I just want to encourage you, and I think you're really beautiful. And yeah, you just go show him his boss and, girl power, totally, so just keep doing that. Yeah.
Thank you. I think for a long time, like, I was trying to figure out, like, how do I do, what do I do, like, about something that I feel. And then by speaking to Ronit and Eric, and it's just like, you just be, you just allow. You just, when something comes up, you sit with it. And I'm really like, it's been a few times where I'm going back and forth, and, you know, I disappeared for a while and came back, and it's rewiring, and that's a part of the process. So it's not about, you know, doing anything. Just when things come up, you just face it and you say, okay, you're here. Hi. I mean, that's the best way I could explain it, you know? So in doing that, it's pretty quickly.
You can move into being, you know, the teacher.
It's a great place to build on, Deja, because I mean, I know, well, Ronnie, in the weekend presence, you know, that how you wanted to spend so much time in everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
And I came and I said, you know, sometimes it's difficult for me to spend that time in everyone's eyes. It was almost the opposite. And when we were sitting together on the floor, that first morning, the first day, there was a couple moments where I could, you know, we would look at each other, and we both were like, you know, we both had that like dart away, because it was hard for me to receive all of your power. I mean, honestly, that's what it was difficult. It wasn't about anything other than just like seeing all of your light. And we found our ways to come back and to spend more time, you know, connecting that way. And I just wanted to honor that, because I know that was a subtle but very powerful thing for both of us. And I felt that groping and that expansion in the moment on the court, you know, with me and with all of us. And it was so amazing to be part of that experience with you. Because as Ronit said, and I'll say it in my own way, like you brought so much, you bring so much to our space and to life just by being who you are. And I was moved and I was changed by even just that small but very powerful experience with you.
Thank you. And you have like one of the most intense stares, like, no, but it was great. Like I felt that too. Like, we just had like this understanding after, you know, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anybody else before we move on?
I just wanted to reflect. I loved witnessing your agility this weekend, because just the way your body was transmitting the words is like, but it's not only a physical agility. I believe it's also an internal agility in your capacity to internalize and integrate these tools, and us just witnessing them bloom is pretty magical. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel. I had a lot of fun.
Deja, I also wanted to salute you, especially after this reflection, because I admire really the ability to integrate those intense moments of even, you know, of safety, and then bring them outside of your safety zone and continue that and integrate it in your whole life. I would say at times when I left, you know, I jumped on the train and then I jumped on the bus, and it's almost like a fish out of water. You're suddenly sort of breathing in a different environment. And I didn't speak to almost anyone, but I just felt, wow, this is so different. Where am I? It's a little bit, and to hear you say, no, I can breathe this all the time, and the fragrance can sort of emanate all the time, is very inspiring.
God, I never thought of it like that.
Stunning. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's essence of who we want to be, right? That's the essence of how we want to show up. that we are available that way, no matter where we are, and be willing to, just reveal humanity. Whether it's on the subway or it's in the supermarket or it's in the store, wherever it is. I mean, just to just be, So I like the experience of, there's no such thing as strangers. Really being able to embody that we are not strangers. So, perfect. So, what are you feeling right now? You just witnessed a group of individuals sharing their innermost thoughts and feelings with each other without any fear of judgment or criticism. Imagine if all of us in the world would be able to be ourselves, share ourselves authentically without fear of being judged or criticized. Imagine if you, in your family, with your friends, your colleagues, were able to be fully yourself. We would really discover how amazing we are. I invite you to share this with anyone that you feel would benefit from this experience. Let us all be love together.